Lovely. We've arrived now at the... By the way, I feel that is part of the oral tradition, that kind of nonsense interactivity, because it kind of like... How do you feel now? Do you feel better after that? So we got the blood pumping to the brain. Hopefully, you're better able to learn, and it helps us all to be one thing. So we've arrived. Hey, we've arrived at the industrial era. Hey! Thank you, Yorkshire. The UK were the first modern industrial society. Cities like London, first city to reach over 1 million, first city ever to reach over 1 million people, thanks to modern sanitation and water usage. And with the arrival of mass industry came the mass first ever working class, right? And it's nice to be doing this show here in Yorkshire, because Yorkshire is the birth of working class solidarity, actually, whatever you may think of socialism. I'm not here to preach the gospel of socialism, but I think interesting history to this part of the world that we have the birth of working class organised labour. And that's going to be key to the story that we're looking at now. With this new thing, the working class, the way that this articulated itself and communicated itself was through culture and through songs and stories and poems and choirs and all of these things. And nowhere was that truer than with the Chartist movement. Won't go into everything that the Chartists did, but they were the first ever mass democracy movement. This is like 1830s, 1840s, early Victorian Britain, okay? They were campaigning for democratic rights, basically, parliaments, more people with the vote, more fair kind of electoral districts, so that sort of thing. And this is a Chartist rally in London, tens of thousands of people. Look, they've got choirs up on stage, they've got orators, they've got performers up on stage, performing without amplification to mass. Imagine how badass an orator you have to be to hold your own in front of a crowd that big without amplification. More likely to be males, although there was greater female participation than was generally the case at this time in the Chartist movement. And the Chartists they had their own newspapers, such as the Morning Star, and newspapers then was like high technology. So this was kind of like an early form of social media. And this is how they, barely literate people could learn about the world around them, and anti-slavery and anti-imperialism and the vote and democracy and all of these things. And they could take part in the discussion. And one of the ways they did this would be to send in poems. And we've actually got editorials of the Morning Star where the editor's like, please stop sending us all of your poems. We don't have space to publish them all. These are barely literate people telling their story of what it was like to live a brutal factory existence of 16-hour days, no health and safety, no social security net, all of these things. And also to take part in the conversation and say, look, I know about imperialism, I know about capitalism, and I know about solidarity, and I'm going to put this into poetic form, and my voice is valid, not just for producing profit for capitalist overlords, but also for producing beauty as well. One of the poets of the Chartist movement was this man, Ernest Jones. No, no, we cry united by our suffering's mighty length. Ye have ruled for ages, now we shall rule as well. You can imagine this. It's exclamatory, it's rhythmic, it's musical. You could almost hear this like on a podium at a protest or a demonstration. Kind of like, early kind of spoken word rap. He was very popular. He was a leader and a spokesperson for the Chartist movement. He's from Manchester, and when he died, there were thousands of people at his funeral. And that's a benchmark you're aiming for as a poet, for thousands of people to be at your funeral. I have an email list by the way, guys.